My dear friends, before we begin this fascinating and deeply insightful journey into understanding the subtle signals of attraction today, I want to ask for your support in helping our community grow and thrive. If you find value in what we discuss here, if these insights help you understand the hidden language of attraction and the quiet ways people communicate their feelings, please consider subscribing to this channel and helping us reach 1,000 subscribers. Your subscription means so much more than just a number to us. It represents a community of people who are genuinely interested in understanding human connection at a deeper level, people who want to recognize the signs that others are interested in them, and people who value the psychology behind how we communicate attraction without words. Every person who subscribes helps us reach more individuals who are searching for clarity in their relationships and interactions, people who want to stop missing the signals that are right in front of them. So please, take just a moment right now to click that subscribe button and become part of our growing community of people who are committed to understanding the beautiful and complex world of human attraction and connection. Now, have you ever sat quietly and wondered if a woman is thinking about you much more than she lets on? It is a question that many men ask themselves, often late at night when they are replaying interactions in their minds. Most of the time, men think that if a woman is interested, she will just make it very clear. They expect her to use loud words, give very big signals, or take actions that no one could possibly miss. But the way our hearts and minds work is usually much quieter than that. Attraction and interest do not always shout from the rooftops. Most of the time, they whisper. They show up in the way her body moves, in the tiny reactions she has, and in small behaviors that might seem like nothing at all until you truly understand what they mean inside. The truth is that when a woman has been keeping you in her thoughts, when you occupy space in her mind, even when you are not physically present, her body will often tell that secret long before she ever says a single word to you about how she feels. My name is a friend who loves to help, and in this shared space, we explore the way people think, how we feel attraction, how we build relationships, and the quiet ways we all connect with one another. Today, I am going to walk you through 9 very powerful signs that show she is thinking about you and even dreaming about you much more than you might realize. These are not just random things she does. They are not meaningless habits that have no significance. They are real signs from her heart and mind that show you have captured her attention in a meaningful way. You have entered her private thoughts in a way that most men never even notice because they are not paying attention to the right things. The reason this is so important is because so many men walk right past these signs without seeing them at all. They think a woman is just being nice or friendly. They ignore behaviors that are actually showing her curiosity, her attraction, and her deep focus on who you are as a person. Because they do not see these signs, because they remain blind to what is happening right in front of them, they miss out on the chance to build a deeper and more beautiful connection with someone who is genuinely interested in them. Once you learn how to see these signals, once you understand what to look for and what these behaviors really mean, your whole world will start to look a little bit different. You will stop guessing about where you stand with women. You can stop worrying about whether she likes you or not. You will start to notice exactly what her body is saying, even when she is being very careful with her words and trying to hide her true feelings. Please stay with me until the very end of our talk today, because sign number 9 is the one that women find the hardest to hide. It is the sign that shows exactly what they are feeling when they think no one else is watching, when their guard is down and their true feelings slip through. The very first sign that she is thinking about you more than she shows is that she becomes restless when you are nearby. This is one of the things people miss the most because it looks so simple and ordinary on the surface. A woman might not be staring right at you or flirting in a way that everyone can see and recognize immediately. Instead, her body starts to show the energy she feels because you are there in her presence. When we like someone, when we feel attracted to them, our bodies get a little bit more excited in a way we cannot fully control. We become very aware of ourselves and very aware of the person we like. That extra energy has to go somewhere because it builds up inside us, so it shows up in small movements and fidgeting behaviors. She might fix her bracelet a few times while you are talking, adjusting it again and again, even though it does not need adjusting. She might play with a ring on her finger, twisting it around and around, touch her watch repeatedly, or smooth out her clothes over and over, even though they are not wrinkled. She might even tap her fingers on the table without even knowing she is doing it, a rhythmic pattern that reveals her inner state. Some women will shift their weight from one foot to the other while they stand near you, unable to stay completely still. Others might keep changing how they sit, as if they are trying to find the most perfect spot, repositioning themselves multiple times during a single conversation. What makes this so interesting and revealing is that she usually only does this when you are around. It is not just a habit she has with everyone in every situation. It is specifically tied to the feelings she has when you enter the room, when you come into her field of awareness. Her body is trying to let out some of that happy, nervous energy while her mind is focused on you and what you think of her. This is very easy to see if you look at how she acts with other people in comparison. If she is calm and still with her friends, relaxed and at ease, but starts moving around and fidgeting when you join the group, you should pay very close attention to that change. That change in behavior means a lot more than most men realize. Many men think that if a woman is nervous, it is a bad thing, a sign that she is uncomfortable or wants to leave. But really, liking someone and being nervous usually go hand in hand. When someone matters to us, when their opinion has weight, we care more about how we look and how we sound. That care creates energy in our bodies, and that energy shows up in these small physical ways long before anyone says the words, "I like you" or "I am interested in you." The second sign that reveals her hidden interest is that she starts playing with her hair when you are around. This is one of the most common ways a woman shows she is interested in someone. Still, many men do not think much of it when they see it happening. They think she is just fixing her hair, or that it is just something she does out of habit with everyone. Sometimes that is true, of course, but when she touches her hair every time you are there, when it becomes a consistent pattern specifically in your presence, it often means something much deeper. Our hair is a big part of how we look and how we feel about ourselves, especially for women who often put significant thought into their appearance. When a woman becomes very aware of how she looks because she is around someone she likes, someone whose opinion matters to her, her hands often go to her hair without her even planning it or thinking about it consciously. She might twirl a little piece of hair around her finger while she listens to you talk, wrapping and unwrapping it in a repetitive motion. She might run her hand through it from root to tip, push it away from her face even when it is not in her way, or tuck it behind her ear multiple times even though it keeps falling forward. She might even gently flip it over her shoulder in a movement that draws attention to herself. The most important thing to watch is when she does it and in what context. Does she touch her hair right after you look into her eyes and make eye contact? Does she do it more when you are talking just to her in a one-on-one conversation? Does she do it when the conversation starts to feel more personal or special? When you move beyond small talk into something more meaningful? These little details are important because interest is shown through a pattern of many small things happening together, not just one isolated behavior. Playing with her hair can also be a way to deal with that nervous excitement we talked about in the first sign. Just like fidgeting helps her body let out energy that has built up inside, touching her hair gives her hands something to do while she is thinking about you and how you perceive her. Most of the time, she is not even consciously trying to send you a message or signal her interest. It just happens naturally and automatically because she is so aware of you being there, so conscious of your presence and your attention. But while hair touching can tell you a lot about her inner state, the eyes tell you even more about what someone is truly feeling. That brings us to the next sign that is almost impossible to miss once you know what to look for and how to interpret it. When a woman is truly interested in you, when she feels genuine attraction, her eyes will keep finding their way back to you, even if she is trying to keep her feelings a secret. The third sign is that her eyes always find you no matter where you are in a room. Many people do not realize how much our eyes tell others about what we are thinking and feeling at any given moment. But our eyes are very hard to control consciously. A woman can pick her words very carefully, choosing each one with precision. She can hide her feelings behind a neutral expression or act like she does not care about you at all. But her eyes usually tell the true story of what is happening inside her heart. When she is thinking about you and feels a pull toward you, a magnetic attraction, she will look at you more than she looks at anyone else in the room. Sometimes this shows up as longer eye contact that lasts just a beat or two beyond what is normal. Instead of looking away quickly as people typically do in casual interactions, she stays looking at you for just a second longer than usual. It might only be a tiny moment, barely noticeable if you are not paying attention, but it feels different from normal eye contact. It feels more focused and more personal, more intentional. Other times, you might catch her looking at you when she thinks you are not looking at her, when she believes she can observe you safely without being noticed. The moment you see her and your eyes meet, she might look away fast, perhaps with a slight embarrassment. But then, a few minutes later, you will see her doing it again, stealing another glance when she thinks it is safe. These repeated looks are so important because we naturally look at the things that we are thinking about, the things that occupy our mental space. There is another tiny detail that many men miss entirely, but that reveals tremendous information. While you are talking to her, her eyes might move from your eyes down to your lips and then back up to your eyes again. This happens so fast that most people do not see it unless they are specifically watching for it, but it shows she is very attracted to you on a physical level. Her mind is not just on what you are saying anymore, not just processing the content of your words. Part of her is thinking about what it would be like to be even closer to you, imagining physical intimacy at some level. The more she likes you, the harder it is for her to hide it with her eyes, no matter how much she might want to play it cool. This is why many women soon start to show another sign that is harder to control. Their body starts to get closer to yours in physical space. This brings us to sign number 4, and this one is about where she chooses to stand or sit when you are nearby, the proximity she selects. The fourth sign is that she always finds a way to move closer to you in whatever space you share. Interest is not just about eyes and where they look. It is also about physical space and how we use it. As humans, we naturally stay away from people we do not feel comfortable with, maintaining distance as a protective measure. But when we like someone, when we feel drawn to them, we want to be near them physically. The space between us starts to get smaller and smaller over time. A woman who likes you might lean toward you when you are talking, even if she can hear you just fine from where she is. She might choose to sit in the chair right next to you instead of one that is further away, even when there are multiple seating options available. If you are in a group of people at a party or social gathering, she will often position herself where it is easy for her to talk to you, where she has clear access to you. These may seem like small choices, trivial decisions about where to stand or sit, but they show exactly where her heart wants to be. Watch how she positions herself when you are talking to her. Is she facing you directly with her whole body, oriented toward you? Are her shoulders turned toward you rather than at an angle? Does she lean in when you start talking about things that matter when the conversation deepens? These details are very important because our bodies naturally move toward things we like and away from things we want to avoid. This is such a fundamental aspect of human behavior that it happens largely without conscious thought. If you are finding this helpful and feel like you are learning something new about the people in your life and the signals they send, please feel free to subscribe to our channel and stay close to us. We have more of the strongest signs coming up soon, and these later signs are often the ones that are the hardest for women to keep hidden, the ones that reveal the deepest level of interest. Now, let's keep going and explore even deeper. Being physically close to someone is about more than just reducing the space between bodies. It shows that she feels safe and happy with you, that your presence is comforting rather than threatening. When she keeps choosing to be near you in various settings and situations, she is showing that your presence makes her feel good emotionally. She wants to share her space with you because being close to you brings her pleasure. This gets even more interesting when her body starts to do something completely on its own, without any conscious direction, without even knowing it, without any awareness that it is happening. She will start to match your movements and your energy. That is exactly what the next sign is all about, and it is one of the most reliable indicators of genuine connection. The fifth sign is that she starts to mirror what you do without even realizing it is happening. This is a very cool sign because it happens deep inside the mind at a subconscious level. A woman is almost never sitting there consciously thinking, I am going to copy the way he sits or I am going to match his gestures. Instead, her mind just starts to align with yours because she feels a real connection to you, because you are in sync on some level. You might notice that if you lean forward during conversation, she leans forward a moment later, matching your posture. If you cross your legs, she might do the same thing shortly after. If you take a drink of water or coffee, she might take a sip of her own drink shortly after you do. These moments might seem small and meaningless by themselves, easy to dismiss as coincidence, but when you put them together and see them happening repeatedly, they show a clear pattern of mirroring behavior. People who study the mind and human behavior have known for a long time that we unconsciously copy the people we like and feel close to. This mirroring is not just about how she moves her body in physical space. It can be about her energy and emotional state too. If you are feeling playful and funny, making jokes and being lighthearted, she will likely become playful and funny too, matching your emotional tone. If you start to speak more softly and seriously, shifting the mood to something more intimate, her voice might change to match yours, becoming quieter and more serious as well. She is matching the rhythm of the moment because all of her attention is on you and what you are doing. What makes this so powerful as a sign of interest is that it shows she really wants to be connected to you on a deep level. Her mind is trying to create a sense of being in sync with you, of being on the same wavelength. The more she enjoys being with you, the more comfortable and attracted she feels, the more she will naturally do this without even noticing it is happening. Many men spend all their time looking at a woman's face to see if she likes them, studying her expressions and her smile, but they miss these much deeper signs that reveal what is really happening beneath the surface. Some of the most honest signs of genuine interest are not in a smile or even in the eyes. In fact, one of the most truthful signs of interest is something most people never even think to look at because it seems so unrelated to attraction. This brings us to sign number 6, where the answer to whether she likes you is not on her face at all. It is written in the way her feet are pointing, in the direction her body wants to go. The sixth sign is that her feet are consistently pointing toward you, even when the rest of her body might be oriented elsewhere. Most people spend their lives looking at faces when they interact with others, but faces can be tricky and deceptive. People can smile even when they are not happy inside. They can hide when they are sad behind a mask of cheerfulness. They can act like they are listening when they are really thinking about something completely different. But feet are very honest in a way that faces are not. They usually point toward where a person really wants to be, toward what they are most interested in. When a woman feels a pull toward you, when she is genuinely attracted and interested, her body will naturally turn your way at the most fundamental level. Even if she is talking to a whole group of people, engaged in a conversation with multiple individuals, you might notice that her feet stay pointed toward you specifically. In a big conversation with many participants, she might laugh with everyone and talk to everyone, participating fully in the group dynamic, but her body quietly stays focused on you as revealed by her foot position. This is very easy to see when there are a lot of people trying to get her attention, when she is popular or in demand socially. If her feet keep pointing your way while she talks to others, while her face and attention are directed elsewhere, it shows that you are the person she is most interested in at a deeper level. Her body has already decided where it wants to give its energy, even if socially she is spreading her attention around. Of course, you should never just look at one sign by itself in isolation. Understanding how people feel is about looking at the whole picture, seeing multiple signals that all point in the same direction. But when you see sustained eye contact, and she is moving closer to you physically, and she is mirroring your movements, and her feet are pointing at you, it is very hard to ignore what all of these signs together are telling you. As feelings get stronger over time, as attraction deepens, it becomes harder and harder for the body to hide them, no matter how much someone might want to play it cool. After a while, the signs become more personal and more revealing. They show up in ways that reveal she is both comfortable with you and a little bit excited at the same time, experiencing that pleasant nervous energy that comes with new attraction. This is where the next sign comes in, and it is one that reveals vulnerability. Some of the most telling signs happen when a woman starts touching parts of her body that she usually would not think about, parts that reveal her inner state. The seventh sign is that she touches her neck or her collarbone while she is talking to you or listening to you speak. This is a sign that many people miss because it looks so natural and ordinary. Most people think she is just doing it out of habit or for no particular reason. They see her touching a necklace or moving her fingers along her neck and do not think it means anything significant. But in the right context and moment, these touches tell you a lot about how she feels inside emotionally. The neck and the collarbone are very sensitive and vulnerable parts of our bodies, areas we typically protect. When a woman feels a lot of emotion or gets that fluttery feeling around someone she likes, when her heart rate increases and she feels that rush of attraction, her hands will often go to these spots without her thinking about it consciously. It is a self-soothing behavior, a way for her to calm herself. It helps her body handle the excitement she feels when she is with you, when she is in your presence and feeling all of those attraction chemicals flowing through her system. Pay very close attention to when she does it and in what situations. Does she touch her necklace while she is looking you directly in the eye during an intimate moment of connection? Does she run her fingers along her collarbone while she is listening to you tell a story, completely focused on your words? Does she do it when the talk gets more personal or when the focus is all on her, when you are giving her your undivided attention? The timing is everything in interpreting this behavior correctly. This sign is special because it shows two feelings at once, a combination that reveals a lot. It shows she is comfortable enough to keep talking to you and stay in the interaction, but it also shows she is excited and a bit nervous because being near you is making her heart react in a way she cannot completely hide or control. As attraction gets even stronger and more intense, some signs move beyond just little habits and nervous behaviors and become impossible to stop. At that point, her body reacts before her mind even has a chance to think about it or control it, before she can put up any kind of guard. This brings us to sign number 8, and it is one of the most honest signs there is because it happens all on its own as a purely physiological response. When you see it, you know exactly how she is feeling in that very moment with absolute certainty. The 8th sign is that she blushes when she is around you and her face turns pink or red. Out of all the things we have talked about today, this is one of the hardest to fake or manufacture. It is also one of the signs you can trust the most because it is a purely physical response. A woman can be very careful with what she says, choosing her words with great precision. She can control where she looks, directing her gaze strategically. She can even act very calm and collected to hide her interest and play it cool. But blushing is something she absolutely cannot stop or prevent. It is not under voluntary control. When a woman feels a strong emotion because of you, when you trigger something deep inside her, her body just reacts automatically. Her blood starts to flow faster, rushing to the surface. Her cheeks get warm and flushed, and you can see a pink or red color come across her face that was not there a moment before. Sometimes it happens when you say something nice to her, when you compliment her genuinely. Sometimes it happens when she realizes you have caught her looking at you when she has been found out. Other times, it might happen if the conversation becomes more personal than she thought it would if you venture into territory that feels intimate or vulnerable. What makes blushing so powerful as a signal of genuine interest is that she has absolutely no control over it whatsoever. Her body is telling the truth before she can even decide how she wants to act or what face she wants to present to you. That is why blushing often surprises the person it happens to. 1 second, she feels totally in control of the situation and her presentation. And the next second, everyone can see her feelings right there on her face for all to observe. Watch carefully for when it happens and what triggers it. Does she blush when you walk into the room and she first sees you? Does she turn red when you give her all of your attention, focusing on her completely? Does she get a little pink if someone jokes about the two of you being a good match or makes a teasing comment about you two together? These moments tell you more than words ever could about what she is really feeling inside. And now we have come to the final and most revealing sign. This is the one that women find the very hardest to keep secret, the one that slips out despite their best efforts to hide their feelings. This sign shows up when she is not just curious about you anymore, but when she feels a very deep and personal interest that goes beyond simple attraction. It is quiet and subtle, but once you know what to look for, it tells you so much. Once you understand this final sign, you will see attraction in a whole new way and never miss it again. The ninth and last sign is that her attention keeps moving toward your lips when you are talking to her. This is a very big and significant sign because it shows she is not just thinking about the conversation anymore, not just focused on the content of what you are saying. She is still listening to your words and processing them, but part of her mind has moved to a more personal and intimate place, to thoughts of physical connection. You might see her eyes move quickly from your eyes down to your lips and then back up again in a rapid movement. It usually happens very fast, maybe for less than a second, so quick that you might miss it if you are not paying attention. But if she does it a few times during a conversation, if it becomes a pattern, it is a clear sign of what she is thinking about. Most of the time, she does not even know she is doing it because it is happening at a subconscious level. Her eyes are just following her thoughts, revealing what her mind is focused on. This sign becomes even stronger and more meaningful if she does other things at the same time. She might touch her own lips while she listens to you, drawing her fingers across them. She might press her lips together briefly or bite her bottom lip for a second in a gesture that draws attention to her mouth. She might even wet her lips with her tongue while looking at you, moistening them in a way that could be interpreted as suggestive. None of these things mean attraction by themselves in isolation, but when you see them along with the other 8 signs we have discussed, they show she is very interested in you on multiple levels. This sign is so important and revealing because it shows she is imagining what it would be like to be much closer to you physically, to experience intimacy with you. Her focus is not just on who you are as a person anymore or on the conversation you are having. It is on the feeling of being with you in a romantic or physical way. This is why it is so hard to hide and why it reveals so much. It happens quietly and without any planning, slipping out when her guard is down. Now, before we finish our time together today, I want you to remember something very important that will help you interpret all of these signs correctly. No single sign means she likes you all by itself in isolation. A woman might play with her hair just because she is bored or because her hair is bothering her. She might blush because she is embarrassed about something completely unrelated to you. She might lean in close simply because the room is too loud to hear you properly. The real answer about whether she is interested is never found in just one thing, never in a single gesture or behavior. It is found in the pattern of many things happening together consistently over time. When you see a few of these signs at the same time, when they appear together in combination, the truth becomes much easier to see with clarity. She is restless and fidgety around you. She plays with her hair when you are near. Her eyes stay on you and keep finding you. She moves closer physically whenever possible. She copies your movements and mirrors you. Her feet are pointing right at you. She touches her neck and collarbone. She blushes in your presence. Her eyes go to your lips repeatedly. When all of these things happen together in a consistent pattern, it is not just a coincidence or your imagination. It is a clear sign that she is attracted to you and thinking about you far more than she is letting on with her words. If you found value in this conversation today and want to keep learning about the heart and mind, about the subtle ways people communicate attraction and interest, please subscribe to our channel so you do not miss our next discussion. In this place of understanding, we look at the quiet signals people send every day without even knowing it, the hidden language of human connection that most people never learn to read. Before you go, I would love to hear from you in the comments section below. Which of these signs have you seen before in your own life? Have you ever realized too late that someone was thinking about you much more than you thought at the time, that you missed signals that were right in front of you? Sometimes the biggest secrets about how people feel are right there in front of us, hiding in plain sight. We just have to know how to see them with our hearts and our eyes, to recognize the patterns that reveal the truth beneath the surface.